So here we are on day 7, and I don't have a lot to talk about today. It's Memorial Day weekend, it's Sunday, and if I were to talk about anything, I think one thing that has come up in conversation today that I find interesting is that the things that I'm thinking about and the things that I'm trying to explain to prospects is approximately 4 years in the future, and that is a challenge. Because what I'm trying to talk about with prospects and clients is where we're going to be in 4 years from now. And one of the challenges that I have is trying to explain, really looking at that 4 years out and coming back to today, where you need to be prepared for 4 years out. And it continually is a challenge because when you see where we're going, which is what I think is one of the things that I bring to the table when I talk with prospects and with clients, is I'm looking at where all of these trends are heading, where all of this technology is taking us. And when I look at, in 2008, I was talking with the client, or sorry, not with the client, with the job that I had. I was working at a company and I was trying to install internal microblogging, internal social networks, so that we could open up the communication lines across different segments of the business, really break down silos and allow people throughout the entire company to see trends emerge. It's really it's frustrating because now I'm seeing 5 years later now that is something that is becoming more and more accepted, and we're seeing the benefits of doing something like that. And that was something I was talking about in 2008. And now here we are in 2013, and I'm talking with prospects and I'm trying to explain to them what it looks like to have a social business, what it looks like when social processes are embedded in a business in the same way that email is, where people are touch points, and the use of social communications for research, for communications, for engagement, for additional touch points for a company. Where that becomes prevalent, where that becomes the mode of business that is more the standard than it is the company that's out in front. And I have trouble trying to explain that to a prospect about where we're going and what business will actually look like in the future. So I don't know how to explain that. And that's a challenge because I see it so clearly that the future of business isn't this hierarchical, rigid sort of environment, but instead it's a more social, open, collaborative sort of environment where more people are able to contribute their ideas and opinions throughout the entire organization, where nobody is accountable for contributing, but where everybody is given the chance to do so. So the thing that I would want to, I don't really even know how to talk about it, but that one of the challenges that I have as the president and chief strategist of a social business agency is, how do I talk about these technologies and how do I talk about where we're going without getting so far out ahead that people don't know what the hell I'm talking about, versus how do I take the same concepts that will inevitably happen and break them down and pull them back to where we are today, where companies need to take the first step and start to think about what their organization will look like in the next decade. So that's a challenge for me, and I'm wondering if any of you are watching this and want to provide your feedback or ideas about how does one talk about things that exist so far out in the future that those that you're talking to today can't even see it. So that would be, I guess, day 7 of my 30-day project. Is the, not frustration, but more the curiosity about how to talk about these concepts so that they're not scary, but instead that they become real, and that you can see as a prospect of ours how you get from today to where we're going to be in the next 5 years, which is going to be drastically different than where we are today. And for all the early adopters and for all the slow adopters, how do you make that real? So if you have any thoughts, feedback, etc., here's day 7. Here we are on Sunday, Memorial Day weekend. It's 10:46 at night, and this is what's on my mind. So if you have any feedback, would love it. Take care.